Good morning, welcome to this build of a MK2 Jaguar 1960. This car is going to be extensively modified to a two-door coupe, and it will have wider arches front and back, but I don't mean as in those silly horrible things which come out like that. What I'm going to be doing is cutting the whole wing down the centre and bringing it all out. The rear quarters which I'll be building will be the same thing. You can see the door line there. I've cut the rear quarter will be the same. I'll cut just by the swage line and bring the whole thing out. And then this panel, quarter panel here, it will be somewhat have a bulge. Best way to describe it. To bring it back down to the door line. The door lines, side panel lines remain the same. Here's some little renderings I've made. My artist's work is not that clever, but I think you can somewhat see maybe what I'm trying to aim for. Anyway, this build also will have an AJ6 3.6 engine in with a 5-speed get drag box. The back axle should be off an XGS V12 power lock, and there'll be other bits and pieces to go along the way just to make it that little bit different. Or should I say, have done quite a bit of work on the engine bay regarding this bulkhead. The bulkhead originally would have come straight across and it would have been flat. I've moved this bulkhead where you can see there 8 inches back, and the reason for such is that I may have more room within the engine bay, and I also want to distribute more of the weight to the back axle to try and get a better centre of gravity within the car. You can see the actual bulkhead as I brought it there. See the smiley fish. Anyway, prop shaft tunnel, gearbox tunnel bit here, that all got moved back as well 8 inches. The B posts, they moved back about 6 inches. Can't really see it with the dark. They moved back about 6 inches just to give me a bit more length in the door, which I wish to make it like that because coupes have longer doors to access into the back. This will be a 2+2, just to make it that, you know, that bit more user friendly. I'm also going to be extending the sills upwards with this piece here. This piece of well, it's not an extrusion. This piece of folded steel that'll be sat, well, it'll be full length. But it'll sit on there like that and it'll go all the way down to there. This was just the first bit, just to make sure I could fold it in my box pan folder there. It should be a nice car. I've also chopped out the back for the back axle, which I did my other MK2, which is just hiding over there. That's also got an XGS V12 back axle in. To actually fit the thing in, the whole boot floor has to be cut out. So the tunnel for the back axle originally, see if you can see it. No, you can't see it.
How on earth have you been unaffected by it all?
You can't see it. But anyway, the whole thing has to be cut because it's not directly over the centre. Where it curves down there is forward. So the back axle, because an IRS back axle off an XJS comes in its own assembly, subframe assembly, and it wouldn't go in and have a centre. So the whole thing has to be moved back. So that's why the big hole in the boot here. Also, the wheel well, that's coming out, as you can see. Nothing here. The idea behind this is to try and keep air moving. One of the big problems with the IRS back axle was cooling off the back brakes. I don't see this car being raced, but a bit of a gimmickry really, and it is also for some other ideas I'm floating around with my head. But what I'm going to do is, this area here will be panelled off, and the rear valance here I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to make a splitter, and the splitter shall come up from the back axle, halfway up the back axle, at a nice steady incline up to the back, and that'll hopefully draw air through the back disc, because we've got a lot of room coming up through the floor. It actually, if you can see there, it comes up as an angle, does the actual floor of the car. So it actually gets a lot of nice air coming up to it, but at the back of the axle it's just flat panelled off, and so getting air coming out, so the splitter will hopefully help pull air through that, and it'll look a bit trick as well. And I shall also have an oval exhaust coming out at the top, which will be fabricated into the splitter pan itself. What can I say? I've done so far, put new wheel arches on both sides. I don't think it's a bad job. I'm also, this front valance here I've made, and these, when the wings come out, they shall come round, and it'll be rounded as well, so it'll be a right nice round shape, finishing off this arc here. Don't know what it'll look like as such when it's finished. We'll see. If it doesn't look that good, I'll chop it off and make a new style. What can I say so far? See what I've done with the doors. This is the inner skin of the door, and just spot welded it there and welded it back at B-post. It's had new inner and outer sills on, floor repair panels at front there because they always go there. But the floor itself was pretty good. I put some more chassis rails on, but you can't really see right much there really. I bought another car shell for parts, and luckily the rails were good on it, so I used those, save a bit of money there. But I put new tops on the sills, because just down to the floor in the car, it's just to cover the top of the chassis rail. That's about it really. Oh, and the scuttle pan vent, because obviously I moved the bulkhead 8 inches back, couldn't use the fresh air vent, so that's been welded up. But I don't really think it's much of a need really. I should also be putting the heater on the floor. The heater shall not be going back in here where it originally lived. I'm hoping to get a right nice small one and fit it in the footwell there, and it shouldn't be taking, I don't think there's going to be big 20-foot people sitting in the car, so I don't think it'll be so much of a problem sitting it right down in the front of the footwell. I'm going to try and keep the engine bay, the idea is to keep the engine bay as clean as possible. I don't want to be cluttered with lots of ornaments. I want it to be fresh and clean, and you know, something that will just stick out and say that, yeah, that's nice, really well organised. Anyway, that's how it stands so far. I've spent probably, well, I've been doing a lot of messing around with other things, but I've probably spent on this build so far probably a month and a half in total. But it's been fun so far. I've learnt a lot of things, especially with panel beating with the bulkhead and that, and this front valance, and learning how to do my planishing to get repairs done properly, because that's all butt welded, it's not overlapped at all. The idea is it's looks nearly as good as days it would come out of factory. Anyway, there you go.